Welcome in. We are instructors here at AcademiaBSB.
That is right. We guide students through the English Conversations course.
Today is June the 7th, 2025.
And we have a task before us, analyzing some important material.
It is the class notes from a recent session.
A session with our dedicated VIP student, John Denise.
John is in high school. He likes engineering.
And car race driving. Yes. Good practical fields, solid choices.
Absolutely. Building things, making them work right.
Learning a language is, well, it's a bit like that, isn't it? You need the right components.
You do. And you need to know how they fit together, how they function.
Precisely. These notes, they are like a blueprint or maybe a training manual.
We are calling this examination the American Arsenal, tools for understanding culture and heritage.
Think of it as reviewing your gear, checking your loadout, so you can communicate effectively in English.
Our goal today is to go through these notes with you, section by section.
We'll pull out the important points, help you understand what was covered.
And why it is valuable for your learning, for your own arsenal.
We will pay special attention to the tricky bits, things like phrasal verbs.
Especially those ones that have to stick together, the inseparable ones.
Like essential parts in a well-designed firearm. They perform a specific function, and they do it best when they are kept together, exactly as designed.
So we will go through the notes. Point by point, we will discuss what was learned.
And how you can use it to build your own English capabilities, your own skill set.
All right. Let us begin inspecting this material. We start with the foundations, the building blocks.
Vocabulary, section 1.1. This is vocabulary from the current class, words John saw recently.
The list from the notes is postpone, top, pyramid, curious, frame, painting. To convince honest, nice, childhood, randomly dull action figure to commit a crime.
Let's take a few. Postpone, that means putting something off, delaying it.
Top, like the highest point, the peak, or the best.
Pyramid, a shape, yes,
right,
but also used for systems, like a pyramid scheme. Build wide at the bottom, narrow at the top.
Curious is, that means you are interested. You want to learn more, like intrigued.
To convince. That's making someone agree with you, persuading them.
Childhood, the time when you were young, a child.
To commit a crime means doing something illegal, against the law.
The notes talk about pyramid scheme, also called a Ponzi scheme.
Right. Described as something built on a shaky base. It looks good at first.
But the foundation is weak. It is unstable, likely to fall apart, bound to collapse.
There's also a note contrasting safer with put your life in risk.
That is a clear difference. One is security, the other is danger.
Like making sure your equipment is secure, that is safer. Leaving it unsecured, well, that's putting yourself in risk. Simple as that.
Some useful phrases are listed too. Where did you get this idea from?
That is how you ask about the source. Where did that thought come from?
When I was younger. A simple way to talk about your past, your childhood.
I was curious about, or I was intrigued about. This shows you had interest. You wanted to know more.
Now, the example sentence given is, I will create a pyramid scheme and nobody in the government will ever know about it.
That sentence, it highlights the concept from the notes. It is an example of a risky plan.
Very risky. Creating a pyramid scheme is illegal. It definitely puts you in risk.
And the idea that the government won't know? Well, they usually find out about these things. It is not safer. It is foolish.
The notes also list related terms. Illegal, Interpol, deportation agreements, bilateral, important concepts.
And basic existence phrases. There is. Simple components, but you need to place them correctly.
Okay, moving on now to section 1.2, vocabulary from a past class. Reviewing components we already looked at.
Review is vital, absolutely essential. It makes learning stick. These notes show activities from before, exercises.
Like choosing the correct word. Words like suburbs, foolish, dictatorship, used in sentences, making sure you understand where they fit.
And fill-in-the-blank exercises, using terms like entitled to, human rights, committee, violation, eye doctor.
Putting the right part in the right place in the sentence structure.
There was also grammar work, on-time markers, words like last, previous, before, after, showing sequence, when things happened.
The notes mention word choice, comparing human being and green bean.
Yes. Highlighting precision, selecting the exact word you need, like picking the right tool. You wouldn't use a hammer for a screw, would you?
Matching words to definitions was reviewed too. Words like identify, rural, wealthy, hood, socialism, connecting the term to its meaning, understanding the label.
And choosing the correct sentence structure, making sure you use the vocabulary correctly. Understanding human being is a person, not a vegetable.
The notes also mention a writing prompt. Using specific words in a paragraph, practice loading those words, using them yourself.
Though the student's own writing for that is not included here, just the task itself.
All right. From words, we move to sounds. Section 2.1, pronunciation from a past class. Tuning our ears.
Here is the list of words they focused on. Has, protects, where, newly, declaration, representatives, begin, being, says, emperor, theatrical, religion, reality, society.
Let us listen carefully to two that can be tricky. Begin. Short I. Begin. Begin.
Now, being. Long E. Being. Being. Hear that?
Begin. Being.
A small difference in sound,
Yeah.
but a big difference in meaning. Like calibrating a very sensitive scope. Precision matters.
Good. Section 2.2, pronunciation from the current class. Practicing the sounds from the recent notes.
I will say it first, then you repeat. Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels.
Pyramid.
Law. Origin.
Childhood.
Childhood.
Different.
Brought.
Exhibition.
Exhibition.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously.
Okay. Now, a pair often confused. Where and where?
Listen.
Where? Ask us up, please.
Oh.
Where is the target?
Where place talks to the past. We were at the range yesterday.
Wait, hear it.
Where?
Practice those. Get them right.
Let's put the others in a quick sentence. Hot Wheels. He collects Hot Wheels cars.
Pyramid. They saw the Great Pyramids in Egypt.
Law. We must follow the law.
Origin. What is the origin of that story?
Childhood. She had a happy childhood.
Different. These two rifles are very different.
He brought the supplies we needed.
Exhibition. There's a new exhibition at the museum.
Simultaneously. The two cars finish simultaneously at the same time.
Good. Clear pronunciation helps make sure your message hits the target every time.
No. Section 3. Language usage. How we use these words. In sentences, how we deploy them.
These are examples from the notes, showing how different structures work.
First sentence. I didn't spend my childhood with my brother.
This talks about something that did not happen in the past, during his childhood.
So let's try. Were you always with your sister growing up?
No, I didn't spend my childhood with my sister. We lived apart for a few years.
Okay. Next. You won't be arrested if you work for the government.
This is conditional. It sets a condition. Working for the government, which prevents a consequence. Being arrested, it implies, a certain protection or authority.
Let's see. Is this mission dangerous? Could I get into trouble?
Not if you stick to the plan. You won't be arrested if you work for the government.
Yeah.
There are protocols, procedures.
Got it. Here's one showing uncertainty. Think I didn't say that.
This shows the speaker is not sure about something they said, or maybe didn't say. In the past, they're trying to remember.
Okay. Did you brief the team on the change?
Think I didn't say that? I honestly can't recall clearly. I might not have.
All right. Expressing desire. I would like to create.
This states a wish, an intention, something you want to make or do in the future.
What's your next project?
Well, I would like to create a better training simulation.
Good one. Introducing an example. For example, we work for a store company.
This phrase signals, look, here comes a specific case to illustrate a general idea.
How do people make a living?
Many ways. For example, we work for a school. They pay us for our teaching.
Okay. Talking about limited experience. I still haven't traveled much. There are very few countries. Not many countries.
This uses the present perfect. Haven't traveled. Shows that up to now.
Wow.
Travel is limited. The equal signs show different ways to say the same thing.
Have you seen much of the world?
No, actually. I still haven't traveled much. Just a very few countries. Really, not many countries.
Expressing a big goal. I want to travel all around the world.
This states a strong desire for lots of future travel, seeing everywhere.
What's a big dream of yours?
Oh, I want to travel all around the world, see it all.
Describing someone, he is a powerful politician.
This tells us his job and suggests he has influence, authority.
Who made that final call?
He's a powerful politician. He has the standing to make those decisions.
Simple uncertainty. I am not sure.
Just means you don't know for certain. You lack definite information.
Will the delivery arrive today?
I am not sure. The tracking information is unclear.
Expressing possibility. A negative one. You may go to jail. You may be arrested. Plus,
It's used may. Showing a possible outcome. Not guaranteed, but possible. A negative legal consequence.
What if I ignore the safety regulations?
Well, depending on what happens. You may go to jail. You may be arrested. Breaking rules has